Are you ready to set up your goals for 2021? Well, I say stop, wait, don't do it yet, or if you've already done it, you need to listen to this episode.
You're listening to the Dynamic Women podcast. Each week, you'll be inspired by our global community of women. They'll share with you tools and stories to help you be dynamic in every area of life. He's your host, award-winning coach, and the CEO and founder of Dynamic Women, Diane Rolston.
Hello there, lovely dynamic woman, and welcome to the Dynamic Women podcast. I'm Diane Rolston, your host. And you know, everybody's making goals for 2021, and that's awesome, and you totally should be. Or maybe you've already made your goals in December. But I want to make sure that you avoid this mistake when you set your goals for 2021. Okay? I'm going to talk about the 3 things that I see people do that totally screw them over. And by screw over, I mean you don't reach your goals in 2021, or you find it harder to reach your goals, or you're not focused, or you're pushing, or you can't just get rid of any negativity or disappointment from 2020. And I know that 2020 has had a lot of disappointment for people. So follow along, grab some pen, paper, and write down some notes, because you're going to want to make sure that you're not doing these 3 things when you set your goals. Number 1, they jump into their goals. So they just jump in. They're like, what goals do I want? These are the goals. And they get going. They get started on them. But they haven't properly really worked through that the goals they're going to set, or the goals they're going to be working on, are the right goals for them. And how do you know that? Well, there's a few processes that I take my clients through in order to properly figure that out. But the problem is we jump into our goals before we're ready, before we're focused, before we're motivated, before we've had time to properly go through the steps to reset from the previous year. If you went through my 5-day reset, you can see the importance of saying goodbye to 2020, to greet 2021 properly. And if you missed that, send me a message and see if I can give you access still to the recordings from those 5 days. But with this jumping into goals just too soon, you're not ready. And it's kind of like thinking, oh, I'm just going to go and do some sprints without warming up first. What happens? Oftentimes our muscles can get injured. Our performance is poor. We're not able to continue on, and we're sore for many days after. If you've ever done that without warming up or even cooling down. And so it's the same way with goals. You got to be ready, and you got to have the right ones. The second thing that people do that is really a mistake before setting your goals is they don't release the old goals, and they don't celebrate the old goals. Releasing and celebrating is so important in order for there to be the proper closure, the proper motivation carried forward. See, so often we just move into the next goals, not even grasping and claiming that success that we've had. The acknowledgement, the success, the achievement, and really sitting in that and being witnessed is the reason why people are motivated to achieve the next goal. It also helps with procrastination. It helps with perfectionism. It helps you when you're stuck. There are so many benefits to properly releasing and celebrating old goals and the learnings from them. But I just don't see people taking the time to do that. We're so ready to just shake off what happened the year before. And as high achievers, we're so quick to give me the next goal, give me the next thing I want to achieve. But we're missing out on the golden nuggets from the year before. The third thing that people do that is just a mistake before creating their goals is they don't start with a strong foundation. A strong foundation, you ask? Why do I need that? Well, think of a building. The house needs to be built on a strong foundation. One that is made of concrete. One that is not on just sand. one that will actually stand the test of time, that will carry you forward, so that if you get shaken, as you will, right? COVID's still around. You're going to get shaken probably, or you're going to be restricted in what you can do, or you're going to have to pivot and change because the way you wanted to do things just isn't going to happen anymore. Or hey, maybe things all clear up and things get better. And then all of a sudden we've gone from the online world to the in-person world again. When you have a strong foundation, no matter what life throws at you, you may shake a little bit, you may move a little bit, but at the end of the turmoil, at the end of that time of being completely rattled, you'll still be standing. Creating a strong foundation comes from going through the steps of releasing and celebrating old goals and accomplishments and disappointments. It also comes from really sitting with the feelings of it all and sharing that with others. So often the goal setting experience happens by ourselves. We take the time by ourselves to really figure out what is it that we want to achieve, but we do it by ourselves. That's the problem. We need to be witnessed. We need to share. We need to be challenged. We need to have our eyes awoken to what really could be. We need to be stretched. We need to be pushed beyond our boundaries. And that only happens when you're making goals with someone else. And that only comes when the strong foundation's already been built for you to be open, to allow the stretching to happen, for you to increase those goals. So goals end up not being as strong. Well, the good news is I have a 3-step process that happens before creating goals. And in the end, you're going to have guidelines that will carry you forward through the whole year. And here's why you really would care about this. So often we get to the end of the year and think, I didn't achieve what I wanted to. And we promised ourselves, next year will be the best year ever. So what are you going to do to make that happen? Oftentimes the answer is nothing. And so if you don't have a foundation in place, you'll make the same mistakes and miss out on the success that you crave. But when you join the Dynamic Year program, you're going to be able to build a plan to set you and your goals up for success. With Dynamic Year, you'll build a foundation to get you excited and confident about your year. And then you'll go and blow last year's results out of the water. And I'll help you do it. The great thing is that this is a virtual learning program. So no matter where you are, you can participate. And you get 3 weeks of coaching support from me. And you get to connect with the other women that are part of the group. Now, in a moment, I'm going to tell you how reviewing your year will make things better than they are now. But just before that, I just want to let you know that this will give you the chance to look at the past year so that you can capture the good, you can release the bad, and you can move forward with the golden nuggets that we've uncovered. You'll get all the info, the tools, the templates that you need to be able to complete the 3-step foundation for a great new year so that you feel more confident, more focused, and more motivated to move forward with your goals. And it's going to be painless. It's going to be so much fun, actually. And I've broken it down into bite-sized pieces so that you can easily manage it. Now, you might be asking, how would reviewing my year make things any better than they are now? Well, here are my top 3 reasons for you. You won't miss out on your greatest motivator, which is achievement. You see, as adults, I see this in my clients and friends all the time. We have successes and we skip right past them to get on to the next task, not celebrating at all. And then when we don't succeed, we dwell on our failures. We beat ourselves up and we can't seem to get going again. Highly successful people and companies know the benefits of reviewing their year. And this really is the fuel and the motivation that gets them through any hard times and helps them to have even better results. The second reason is you'll stop making the same mistakes. And I'm not saying that you make a ton of mistakes, okay? I'm just saying that, the biggest wasted resource is the learning from our experiences. And instead of capitalizing on this wealth of knowledge, it just slips through our fingers. It's usually just forgotten. So often we just jump into the next year and we set up some big goals and we make the same mistakes. And then we wonder, why we have similar results. And the third reason that you really want to review your year is that you'll be able to say goodbye to overwhelm and indecision. By the end of this program, you'll have your 3 guidelines clearly defined, and these are really crucial in setting your path for your goals. Having them enables you to have clarity in what you want so you can make future decisions easily and, here's the key, confidently. And without them, you'll feel the overwhelm that comes with making important decisions, and you'll lose the confidence that you're doing the right thing. So I invite you to join in the Dynamic Year program. It is going to be set up over the course of 3 weeks. I've got it really manageable, where it starts off with these content sessions on a Monday. So Monday at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern time, or, you can figure out whatever time zone you're in. We're going to jump on for a live session. Don't worry, if you can't make it, it will be recorded and you will have access to it. So in the content sessions, I'm going to take you through the materials, but you're not going to then have to afterwards, spend a lot of time going through it. We're going to do a lot of it together in the moment. I'm going to answer any questions you have so it's super clear. And then during the week, you have the opportunity to ask questions in the Facebook group, to get some clarity, to work things through a little bit more, because I know some of you, my analytical people, you want a bit more time, and that's totally cool. And then on the Friday, we're going to come together in the group coaching sessions where I'm going to be able to support you. I'm going to answer all of your questions at that time. And we're going to do some really great interactive activities so that you can get the most out of your learning, so that you can connect with other people and you can walk out of that session thinking, man, that was awesome. I had fun, I learned, and I'm feeling more motivated and confident moving forward. And so at the end of the 3 weeks, it's going to be amazing because you're going to have those guidelines set. Now, don't just take it from me. Let's hear what some of my clients have said. Robin McTagg said, Diane has a fun and action-filled day where you go through a process that lets you review your past year and create what you want for your new year in a different and connected way. And if you'd like clarity and to join a supportive group process that will help you achieve your goals this year, check this program out. Now, when Robin did it a few times with me, it was over a full day. And so we've broken it up in order to not get any Zoom fatigue and to really give you time to process. Here's what Leslie Bishko said. Diane Rolston's Dynamic Year Workshop gave me a new way of looking at goal setting. Her approach helps me to create meaningful guidelines that support me in being the person I need to be in order to achieve my goals. Diane's dialogue-based group process lets participants be heard and acknowledged, weaving self-reflection with sharing and connecting with others. And you may think, I don't want to share with others, but you know what happens? We get witnessed in what we're doing, and it's such a cool confidence booster. It also helps you to really release the things that you just don't want to have in your life anymore. And sometimes the other women in the group, they give you some really cool ideas, and in many cases, friendships are born. Here's what Lindsay had to say. I'm a big fan of this program. I left with practical tips to stay focused for the year and a whole lot of inspiration. That inspiration came from reviewing how much I really did accomplish last year. What better business rocket fuel exists than to have the useful tools and lots of inspiration? Thanks, Lindsay Hindle. So there are many benefits to coming into this program, and I really hope that you consider it. You can check out more information about this at the following link, which is also in the show notes, dianerolston.com/dynamic year. And for those of you who register and then send me a message that says first of all, to my email, diane@dianerolston.com, and say, I just signed up, I listened to your podcast, I have a special gift that I will be shipping to you in the mail. So all you have to do is send me that message and I will send it to you. Now, you may think, Diane, what sets this program apart from other books and other programs? And I just want to get into goal setting. Well, let me tell you. This is highly interactive because of the worksheets that you're going to get to use at each step. And so it's going to be a fun process, an engaging process that we get to do together with not just you and me, but the other participants as well. You also get the content both in person when we do it virtually, as well as the recording. So no matter your schedule, no matter what you have going on, you can easily participate. And also with the online group that we have, you're going to be able to ask questions 24/7 for the 3 weeks that we are in it in order to make sure that you're able to complete the little action items that you have to complete really easily and clearly. The other cool thing is you get to work through this at your own pace, your own schedule, and even on your own couch. You don't have to get out of your PJs. You can do this in the comfort of your own home, office, bedroom, wherever you may be. And by moving at your own pace, you've got the whole week to kind of work through things and to get that support. And so I recommend that you do week 1 when week 1 stuff is happening, and then week 2, mainly so that you can be able to get your guidelines and the timeline we have, that you get all the support from me, and also so that you're able to jump into creating your goals right after. This is actually the best investment that you could make for not only your life, but for your business, your career. It will help in all areas of life. And if you're a business owner, you can write this off as professional services or continuing education. And if you work at a company, maybe even your company would support you in getting this training. The cool thing is you also won't have to rely on your memory to do it correctly, because we're going to be working through it together, and you're going to be able to listen to the recordings in case you forgot anything from the virtual sessions that we're having. And I'm right there coaching you every step of the way so that you can review your year properly. So it's like having me as part of your team, and I'd love to be part of your team so that you can have clarity and the golden nuggets for next year, so that you are able to really set those guidelines, set strong guidelines, so that you can have the clarity that you want, so that it can lead you on to further success, so that you have a clear path to your goals, and that you also have some fun and an inspirational time. What better way to kick off the new year? So there are different options, different level options. The VIP Elite is the best. And I say it's the best because the women that go through it and then also get the post-event quarterly group coaching sessions have said that that is actually the key to having the success in implementing their guidelines. So I encourage you to choose the VIP Elite. But, if you can't do it, there are 2 other levels. So check those 2 out. So coming back to the initial reason for doing this podcast, to avoid this mistake when you set your goals for 2021, make sure you build a strong foundation before you set your goals. Make sure that you properly release and celebrate the old ones, and make sure you don't just jump into your goals before you're truly ready, even if you feel like you're ready. And I encourage you to come hang out with me. Do this 3-step process in Dynamic Year so that you can create goals in the end when you have your guidelines. So I wish you all the best, and until next time, stay dynamic.
Thank you, Dynamic Women, for joining us today. Please hop on over to iTunes to subscribe and leave us a review. Who do you know who needs to hear our message? We'd love it if you'd share our channel with your friends and family. If you're ready to be more dynamic, have more balance and more success, head over to www.dynamicwomenclub.com/free gift for your Key to Success book. Stay dynamic.